pleasure show. King of the Cowboys, Trigger, his golden palomino, and Dale Evans, Queen of the West, with Pat Brady, their comical sidekick, and Roy's wonder dog, Bullet.
Turn to go, so let's get started with today's story. Hello in there. Cliff, this is Dale Evans and Roy Rogers. We're coming in.
What's that for?
Listen, Cliff Miller's a Kentucky mountaineer, and where he comes from, you shout your name to prove you're visiting, not feuding.
Morning, Miss Dale. Howdy, Roy.
Hi, Cliff.
Howdy, Cliff.
You both a mighty welcome sight.
We heard your storehouse burned down and we brought some supplies.
Well, that's mighty kind of you. But I don't want to be beholden to you.
Out here in the West, we just call it being neighborly.
Well, that ain't the way Roger Wilson feels. He acts like he's feuding with me. He wants to buy my ranch, and he don't take kindly to my refusing to sell.
I wonder if Roger could have started that fire.
Wouldn't put it past you.
Come on, Bullet.
Sure is mighty nice of you folks to do this. I'll take that from you, Miss Dale.
Okay.
How'd the fire start, Cliff?
I don't rightly know, Roy. Might have been caused by some kind of fermenting in the corn, like the fire we had when Grandpappy still blew up. Or it might be just a piece of the misfortune that's been hounding me lately.
Let's hope your luck gets better from now on, Cliff.
I thank you kindly. Could be that Cousin Zeke will help break the spell. He's on his way from Kentucky to stay with me. Best shot in Harlan County, Zeke is. Why, him and Sooty May can bark a squirrel at 100 yards.
Who's Sooty May?
Sooty May, Zeke's old squirrel gun.
Hank, how about showing me the storehouse? Maybe I can figure out what caused the fire.
Well, pleasure you, sir. I'll be glad to.
Look after him, Dale.
All right,
To get that prescription filled.
Well, that's all right. Dr. Harper said he'd stay with Cliff till we got back.
Well, while we're waiting, we better report to the sheriff.
Which reminds me, who is the new sheriff?
I haven't heard, but Hank Fisher's sure to be reelected.
Yeah. Boy, look!
Don't worry about that. It's probably just a gag some of the boys have thought of. Pat wouldn't want to be sheriff.
Well, I should think not.
Bullet! It's me, Pat Brady! Roy, tell this critter who I am. Down, Bullet.
What in the world's been going on in here?
You two just missed a bang-up party. Well, this here place was overflowing with well-wishers a showering me with presents. Bill Lewis gave me this here caribou.
Pat, do you mean to say you're the new sheriff?
It can't be. Surprised you, huh? Well, just cast your eyes on this here star. Pat Brady, Sheriff of Martin County, that's me.
Thought you said this was a gang.
It was. At least it started out to be.
Well, when the voters realized my sterling qualities, they turned out in droves to elect me. And I'm going to show them that they're doggone dead right. Why, before I'm through, I'll have every owl hoot in the county locked up in these here cells.
Well, Sheriff, you can start right now by catching the one who gunned down Cliff Miller.
You darn tootin' I will.
Huh? Yes, someone just shot Cliff Miller, and we came in to report it, Sheriff.
Already? Why, I just been sworn in.
Come along, Sheriff. We have work to do. You know, this might shorten your term in office. Dale, will you see that Doc Harper gets that prescription?
I sure will, Roy.
Roy, this is too sudden like. You can't do this to me. I ain't even had time to warm up my chair.
You can warm up your saddle while we pick up that gunslinger's trail.
There'll be no saddle warming for Sheriff Patrick Aloysius Brady. Take a look at my Nellybelle. The best equipped patrol car in the whole dadgum county. Big old powerful spotlight and a real siren and a two-way radio for police calls.
Shall we dance, Aloysius?
Police calls, huh? Come on, Sheriff. Sink your spurs into that patrol car of yours. Let's get started.
Be heading back to town. No use following a trail that keeps petering out on us.
Well, Pat, it's getting plainer all the time. We should be catching up with our man pretty soon.
We should? I'm going to go get me a posse.
You don't need a posse.
A sheriff's got to have a posse at these back. And you're leaving mine exposed.
Now, take it easy, Pat. All we're going to do is pay a visit to Roger Wilson.
Oh, is that all?
Why, sure. The trail we're following leads right to his door.
Oh, well, that's different.
Very sorry to hear about Cliff Miller, but I don't know why he's coming to me. I've been in town all morning with my lawyer. Just got back a half hour ago.
If you were in town all morning, Wilson, how come your horse was over at Cliff's?
Why, I stopped there on the way home. Wanted to talk to him about buying his ranch. But I saw Doc Harper's buggy there, and I thought Miller was sick, and I didn't go in.
Oh, well, looks like we've been following the wrong tree, barking up the wrong trail, doesn't it?
Oh, I want you to meet my new foreman, Joe Slade. Roy Rogers and Pat Brady.
How do you do?
Sheriff Pat Brady. Hear about the election? Regular landslide, liable to bury you.
Come along, Sheriff. Sorry to have bothered you, Mr. Wilson.
No bother at all. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you.
Thanks.
Hi, Bullet. Hey, Bullet, leave me alone. Roy, tell him to leave me alone. I'm bored.
You just take it easy.
Quiet, boy.
How's Cliff?
He's delirious. The doctor's given him a sedative.
Well, I guess we can't question him then.
You know, in his delirium, he's kept muttering, Roger, Roger. Do you suppose he wants to tell you something?
He must have meant Roger Wilson.
That's right, because Cliff always calls Roy Roy.
We better ride into town and check Wilson's alibi.
You took the words right out of my mind.
Bullet, you better stay here and look after Dale. If you need me, I'll be in Sheriff Pat Brady's office.
Yeah, we'll be in Sheriff Pat Brady. Hey, that's me.
Howdy, stranger.
Hi.
I'm looking peaceable like for Cliff Miller's place. Does he live around these parts?
Straight on down that road. First house on the left. You can't miss it.
Much obliged. Get it.
Howdy. You must be Cousin Zeke.
Revenuer.
Revenuer? Revenuer?
Well, hi, Dale. What are you doing here?
Dr. Harper brought Cliff into the hospital. He said he'd let you know as soon as he's able to talk. What'd you find out about Roger Wilson?
Yeah, he was with his lawyer, just like he said. What do you know about Wilson?
Nothing much, except he used to live in Gainesville.
Gainesville, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Hello, operator. Get me the sheriff in Gainesville, will you, please?
stranger. I'd be obliged if you could tell me a thing. I'm looking for a man named Roger.
Oh, you must mean Roy Rogers. He's over at my office. You see, I'm sheriff of this county. Just been elected. Regular landslide. Wasn't but 2 votes.
Revenuer.
Well, that's just where I thought I'd find you. Flat on your face. You mind your own business, Hank Fisher. You're just sore because you weren't re-elected sheriff, that's all.
Thanks, Sheriff. Thanks a lot. He says he never heard of a Roger Wilson. That nobody but that name ever lived in Gainesville.
Well, that's funny. He told me himself right in the restaurant.
Find out anything, Pat?
Yeah. Wilson paid $2,000 down on his ranch, and if he doesn't keep up the payments, he's liable to lose it.
Is that all?
Oh, what do you expect to find in them courthouse records? A history of his life? Now, if he'd have been arrested, we might have something, but he ain't.
I'm not so sure. Anybody who lies about where he lives must have something to hide.
Maybe his real name isn't Wilson.
Well, in that case, you'll have to go through every last one of them records and pictures.
You better find Hank Fisher and see if he knows anything about Wilson.
I'll be doggone if I ask that hard-headed Jasper anything, even if it saved me from gasping my last gasp. Besides, I gotta read this here report. It's mighty important.
Sheriff, you're reading it upside down.
Do you think it's easy? Someone's gunning for the new sheriff. You better get Hank Fisher.
Who brought that?
That's just the fella that dragged those clips. Zeke Miller. Well, what's he shooting at you for?
That's what I'd like to know.
Roger. That's it, Roger.
What do you mean?
Don't you remember how Cliff kept muttering Roger? Well, Dr. Harper told that to Zeke.
And Zeke asked me if I knew where he could find a fella named Roger. Only I thought he meant you.
My pal. Now I'll have to explain to him that he's got the wrong man.
Zeke Miller!
I think you'd better explain to Sudie Mae.
She doesn't sound as though she'd listen to reason either.
Pat, you're the sheriff, and it's your duty to get out there and talk to Zeke.
Uh-huh. He thinks I'm a revenuer, and that's the same as just plain poison.
But remember, you're the sheriff.
Not me. I resign. Here's my badge. You can be sheriff. Anybody can be sheriff. I'm too young to be cut down in my prime.
You wanted to be sheriff, and you're going to stay sheriff, so put that badge back on.
All right, Aloysius, I'll go.
No, you don't. You stick your head out there, and it'll be blown off.
You didn't seem to care about my head.
You don't use it anyway. Now listen, keep opening and closing this door to attract Zeke's attention. I'll go out the back way and see if I can slip up on him.
Okay, Fearless, at your post.
Maybe I better get a rope. This might be safer, huh?
Around here? Oh, I can if I want to, but right now I don't want to. So, they elected a scared rabbit for a sheriff, huh? Who's a scared rabbit? Why?
Let go of him!
Take that. Let go of him! Oh, you're not satisfied, huh?
Wait a minute.
Here.
Oh, quit!
Get out!
Cousin Cliff wasn't meaning you, Mr. Rogers. Pleasure me to know just who he did mean.
Well, that's easy. He was just meaning...
Just talking when he was delirious. Right now, we can't tell who he did mean.
Then that leaves only you. So until I find out different, I'm giving you fair warning.
Why, you dim-witted Kentucky mule, you ain't got no more...
Me and Sudie Mae don't take kindly to being called names, especially by a revenuer.
Well, I didn't mean it. I was just fooling, wasn't I, Roy?
Out here, Zeke, it isn't what a man says, it's how he says it.
Where I come from, a man speaks what's in his mind, and his feelings goes into the words.
Just a minute, Zeke. Let me explain.
Hello. Yeah, Dale. Okay. Roy, Dale says you can see Cliff Miller now.
Come along, Zeke. You can find out the truth for yourself.
I wouldn't stay much longer, folks.
All right, Doc.
Roy's the best friend I got, Cousin Zeke, along with Miss Dale and the sheriff.
What'd we tell you?
Looks like I made a mistake, Mr. Rogers, and I'm admitting it free and open.
Anybody can make a mistake, Zeke.
I'll shake on that.
I don't hold no truck with revenuers.
Cliff, did you recognize who shot at you?
I didn't rightly see nothing except a figure rising up out of the bushes.
Could it have been Roger Wilson?
Well, it's like I told you. He's been wanting to buy my land, and I suspect him of digging them holes up near the boundary fence.
What kind of holes?
Oh, like someone was looking for something he'd buried and almighty eager to find it.
That might account for that map I saw on Wilson's desk. It had some cross marks along the boundary line. Dale, will you see if you can get in touch with Hank Fisher to bring him over to the sheriff's office?
They don't know nothing that I don't know.
Hey, Pat, take a look at this. Joe Slade, bank robber.
Well, that's Wilson's new foreman.
Hello, Roy.
Hi, Hank.
Dale said you wanted to see me.
Yeah, do you know of any bank robbery around here in which the loot was never recovered?
Sure. The Western Bank. A couple of stick-up men got about $50,000. One of them, Joe Slade's, doing time right now.
That's how much you know about it. Slade is working at Wilson's ranch as foreman.
All right, Smarty, I'll call the warden and find out.
Just a cotton-picking minute. Who's wearing this badge? Hello? Give me the warden at the penitentiary.
Hey, Hank, do you have any description of Joe Slade's partner?
Sure. He's done time, too.
Hello, warden. This is Sheriff Pat Brady of Martin County. Yeah. Have you got a feller boarding there with you by the name of Joe Slade?
There you are. Slade's partner's name is Corey Wendell.
Well, this is Roger Wilson without the mustache.
Okay, warden. I'll do as much for you someday. Roy, the warden says Joe Slade's out on parole.
Hi, Dale.
Hi.
We just found out that Slade and Wilson are ex-convicts. We're going to ride out to Cliff's ranch and take a look at those diggings he told us about.
Good. Me too. Hold on, Hank. Now, wait a minute. You're not coming along. Get out of my way. I can handle this myself. Get out of my way. You. Here, where are you going with that? This is my picture, and I'm taking it home, so there.
Zeke, you better ride with Sheriff Brady.
Glad I ain't got no kinfolk here to see me riding with the revenue.
Wilson must have really been annoyed when he found the ranch he bought didn't include the buried gold.
It isn't buried anymore. They've got it. You can see the marks where the box was. Hey, where's Zeke?
Well, he was here.
Where could he have gone?
I'm afraid I know.
Get in there, you long-legged sharpo.
Who's he?
Says he's Zeke Miller. Was drawing a bead on you through the window when I nailed him.
You shot my cousin Cliff.
I didn't. He did. Tie him up, Joe.
Get it, Sheriff.
Dale, you know what to do now.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Dale, you're supposed to protect me.
Don't worry. You just keep Wilson talking until Roy can get inside.
Hey, Wilson!
The sheriff.
Hey, Wilson! Come on out. I want to talk to you.
Looks like he's alone.
Take that money out the back way while I see what the fool wants. Okay, Brady, what is it?
You got Zeke Miller in there, and if you let him go, I'll let you go. Is it a bargain?
Okay, Sheriff, come on in and get him. He's all yours.
Mighty beholden to you, Miss Dale.
Thanks, Zeke.
Well, I kind of figured that this was my fault too, Mr. Rogers.
I think you got something there. Dale, you take this money on into the bank, please. We'll bring these jailbirds in and put them where they belong.
Right, Roy.
Get Nellybelle.
Yeah. Where are you taking?
Taking them to jail.
No, you ain't. Not as long as me and Sudie Mae's got anything to say about it. Now, you'll just step aside, Mr. Rogers. I won't give these varmints a chance to get away again.
Don't do it, Zeke.
It'd be murder.
No, it ain't. Like the good book says, it's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Stop him,
Can't let
Rogers.
him do that. What's that? Church bells. It's Sunday, Zeke.
Can't do it. Just can't do it. Again, the good book to kill a body on Sunday.
No, sir. I ain't had over 2 hours sleep since I took over this job. And I decided I don't want to be sheriff anymore, so I resign.
Now, wait a minute, Pat. You can't resign. I came here to take back everything I said about you. Why, you're a real sheriff.
Never you mind what I am. I'm giving you back your 2 votes and your badge.
Pat, what are you doing?
Well, shucks. I really didn't want to be sheriff. I just want to show these folks how this office ought to be run. Why, inside of a few weeks, I could have cleaned out this whole county alone and single-handed. Outlaws! There! Oh, oh. Nellybelle, come back, you coward!
Pat, you really need a posse behind you now.
How's that, Roy?
Look and see.